Hey guys, and welcome to an original Retry This production. Today I'll be offering my C++ tutorial number 13, teaching you about some built-in math functions in C++. And so we're going to start getting into functions. So the best way to teach you to teach you some built-in ones. So what we'll do, we'll add another include line. We'll include another file. This is the include section, or where I put it. So we're going to include another file. I'm going to pound, or the little pound sign, the little tic-tac-toe sign. On my computer, it's Shift 3. Include, quotation marks, math.h. Now this goes on your computer and searches for a file called math.h, which probably was installed when you downloaded a C++ compiler. So include math.h. Now we edit code, we can make use of the function. The first function I'm going to teach you is the absolute value function, which just returns the absolute value of a number. So what we can do, we can cout abs, which means absolute, parentheses. When you're dealing with functions, you put the value in parentheses. Now cout the absolute value of -16. The absolute value of -16 is 16. That's pretty obvious in math. And L. So, that's an absolute value. Now let's see out another absolute value, but this time let's deal with floating point numbers. So let's put floating point absolute value. I'm pretty sure I spelled absolute wrong, but whatever. Absolute value. But this time let's make a variable. Let's call it double my number. Let's make it equal to 3.6, negative 3.6. Like negative 3.6 better. And let's cout. Now when dealing with floating point numbers and absolute values, you would have to call upon, instead of abs, you have to put fabs, or floating point absolute, or floating absolute. And let's put the variable inside, my number, and down. So let's see out the absolute value of my number, which is equal to 3.6, negative 3.6, which would return the value of 3.6. And it's pretty obvious you can also store it in other variables, so let's say double high equals fabs my number. Floating point absolute my number. And so you can do that with all the other things also. Cout high and L. Now the next math function is the power function. Like to the third power, to the fourth power, exponents, yeah, stuff like that. So it's pretty obvious you can do it with. So let's use let's call it power function. I apologize if you heard that noise. So let's use the power function. Let's say int number equals 10. Let's say int exponent equals 3. So the exponent is 3. So 10 to the third power is equal to 1,000. So say cout pow. This is how you use the power function. The first one is always the number. So number, and this time you separate the number and the exponent with a comma. So number, comma, exponent. So 3 is the exponent and the number is 10. So 10 to the third power is equal to 1,000. So close parentheses, bracket, great less than sign, and L. Now let's show you our hard work that we've done so far. Compile and run. I'm sorry, my C++ tutorial template I deleted it by accident. Also, if you're using Microsoft Visual C++, put the include stdafx.h. So, yeah, my computer's running a little slow. Let me fast forward this. Okay, so this is the fruits of our labor. The absolute value of negative 16 is 16. Double my number equals 3.6, negative 3.6. The absolute value of negative 3.6 is 3.6. Double high equals fabs, my number. See out high, I still got 3.6 again. Now the power function, 10 to the third power is equal to 1,000. See out power number and exponent, I got 1,000. Well, this has been an original Retry This production. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe.